Welcome to Criminals Hate Me. It's the podcast that criminals don't want you to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to sound crazy, but I have finally uncovered the true identity of the person who is behind the fake George Chodan Facebook profile. This is the person who's been harassing everyone in the Facebook groups. He's been messaging them one-on-one, threatening them. He's been doing this to a lot of females, and nobody can understand why he's doing it. And I still don't really know why he's doing it, but that's besides the point, because everybody in the world has been wanting to know who George Chodan really is. Is he real? Is he fake? You know, what's his motive? We don't know what his motive is, but I am going to prove tonight that George Chodan is a fake account, and that Warlike Wrath, also known as Andrew Woolard, is George Chodan. Okay, we're going to prove that tonight. A lot of you aren't going to believe it. You're going to be shocked. You probably don't want to believe it. Okay, and there may be some of y'all who already know this, and you're probably thinking that I'm late to the game, that I figured it out. But it doesn't matter, because there's probably 90% of the community that follows the Noah Presgrove case that does not know that George Chodan is Warlike Wrath. I think 10% of you already do know that. The 10% of you that feed him information daily. So let's go ahead and dive in, and I'm going to show you what I found, okay? Okay, so the reason why it's been so hard to find out who George Chodan is because he also uses a VPN and Tor to hide his identity, okay? To encrypt his data and to hide his location, okay? Where he can't be traced or tracked, okay? So here's the question. How do you find someone who is using a fake profile and is also hiding behind a VPN with an extra layer with using Tor? So let me tell you guys, it's not easy at all, because this fake person feels like they are bulletproof, and they virtually are bulletproof with all this stuff that they got going on. Okay, up top here it shows how a VPN and Tor works together. Okay, it just hides your IP and it encrypts your data, and so you can't be traced or tracked. And so you add that in with someone using a fake profile of a dead person. That's what's going on here, guys. This guy is not alive, he's dead, and someone is using his likeness to harass people. Okay, but why are they doing it? I don't know if we'll ever know. Maybe Warlike can, once he's exposed, you know, I'm exposing him tonight. Maybe he can answer these questions. Why'd you do this? What's the point? You know, was it that you were kicked out of the Noah group so many times like the rest of us, and so you got tired of making accounts and going in, and they kept realizing who you were, and they just kept booting you out? And so is that what you did? You use this dead guy from Canada that, you know, that they're not going to check to see if he's dead or alive. They just think that you're some dude from Canada that's really, really interested in the case. You know, is that how you finally got back into the groups without them catching you? Well, I guess they underestimated me, because I'm the best detective there is, guys. You're not going to get anything past me, and I'm going to show you guys how I nailed this guy. Okay? Because how do you catch someone who's hiding behind all this? Fake profile, VPN, Tor, and possibly in another country. How do you catch them? Seems impossible, right? Well, no, not if they make mistakes. And Warlike Wrath made some mistakes that we're going to point out, and I'm going to show you that it's him that made the same mistakes in multiple places. Okay, so here are some comments that George Chodan made. okay? And the substance of the comments are not important, okay? He talks a lot of crap. He threatens people. He just talks nasty to people. That's not important at all, okay? The thing that is important that I found is the way that George Chodan uses punctuation marks at the end of sentences, okay? It's not just like regular periods. He uses his periods correctly. It's the punctuation marks, okay? This is not the English language. Nobody uses this. Nobody teaches this, okay? This is somebody who has created their own way of typing, okay, and communicating through text. This is how they like to type it out, okay? For some reason, he likes his punctuation marks to stand out, okay? And as you can see in all these instances here where I have these highlighted in the red box, between the last word and the punctuation marks, he has a space. So right here where it says really, space, and then 2 question marks. And then here's another one that says Pam, space, question mark. NDA, space, dots. Hilarious, space, exclamation marks. You can see it. And like I say, he does his periods correctly. There's no space. You can see this last line here where it says, it's all wasted time and effort and helps nothing in getting justice for Noah. He puts a period, just like the English language dictates that you're supposed to do properly. But for some reason, when he uses punctuation marks, he puts spaces. And he does it everywhere that I've seen him write stuff, okay? Here's another example, okay? You see up here? Hi, Jan. Is there anything you'd like to share with me directly? Between directly and the question mark, there's a space. It's very, very, very odd, guys. It looks like an alien typing. Something's just very off with it. Okay, here's another one where it says Noah space question mark. On the right side of the screen, wrote the word right, space, question mark. 2 space and all these question marks. At the bottom, this space, question mark. Tagged, space, question mark. Guys, you can clearly see it throughout his, you got to dig, but it's there. You can clearly see how he does his question marks and his exclamation points, okay? It's very, very, very strange. I've never seen it before. And like I said, when you're trying to find a needle in a haystack, okay? You're trying to find the identity of someone who is hiding behind a fake profile and a VPN that hides your IP address, and then an extra layer of security with a Tor. It's like impossible. It's like you're chasing a ghost, okay? There should be nothing that gives this person away. It's like the perfect crime. If you want to catfish somebody or harass somebody or do whatever, this guy's doing online, that's how you do it. Fake profile, VPN, and a Tor. But he messed up because I studied everything he wrote, okay, in the way that he wrote it. And I found these direct giveaways, okay? He puts the spaces. I've never seen it in my life, guys. I've been on this earth for 50 years. I've never seen spaces like that. It's a dead giveaway to who the person is. Here's more right here. He wrote the word directly and then a space in the exclamation marks. He wrote the word Noah, space, question mark. So what's the point of this? Why am I pointing all of this out? Okay, the point is, can I take everything that I've seen George write in this very distinctive way of typing with these spaces, and can I go out on the internet somewhere and look at the people that are involved in the Noah Presgrove case, and can I find examples of this type of writing or typing in someone else's typing? And honestly, I didn't think that I would. I think it would be impossible to find a match. But you know what, guys? I found a match very, very quickly and very, very easily. All you got to do is go to Warlike Wrath's YouTube channel, and it's right there in his thumbnails, as clear as day. Right there on his thumbnails. Crazy, space, exclamation mark. Foul play, space, question mark. Here's some more examples. Targeted, space, question mark. By choice, space, question mark. Planned, space, question mark. And then he even wrote it over here. Being stalked, space, question mark. I mean, what a dummy. I mean, he made it so easy for me to find him and catch him. Okay, no, and like I said, guys, nobody else on the planet types like this. And I'm just using his thumbnails as clear as day examples. Okay, you can go back through all of his typing. Go through his descriptions that he does on his YouTube videos. It's all there. The same kind of punctuation marks with the spaces. This is a dead giveaway that it's the same person typing. You've got a guy that is trying his best to play another character. Warlike Wrath is trying to play the character of George Chodan. He's trying to be meticulous in everything he types, but there's some things that you cannot change. Okay? For some reason, Warlike Wrath, that is his MO. That is his style. He puts spaces at the end of sentences between the last word and the punctuation marks. And it's right here, clear as day, guys. And you can go back through everything that he writes. His YouTube descriptions, his community posts, and you can go back to the beginning of his channel. There are hundreds and thousands of examples, guys. I'm just pointing out the most obvious. I mean, right there in his thumbnails. It's the same exact way that George Chodan types. And for those of you who think that this is not the smoking gun, I need you guys to understand that law enforcement catches criminals with way less. You're looking for a needle in a haystack when you're trying to catch a criminal. Criminals that leave no trace, that are hiding, they're ghost, or at least they think they aren't leaving a trace. But it just takes a little bit of digging, and you will find similarities. You'll find people's MOs. For some reason, this space between the word and the punctuation mark, that is ingrained into Andrew Woolard's head. I don't know if he trained himself to type that way or if his parents did. I don't know. But it is not just something they do in other countries. I've researched it very, very, very heavily. Nobody types this way. Nobody teaches people how to type this way. This is something that Warlike Wrath does on his own. And it may just be that he wants everyone to see the big question mark. When he's asking a question, he wants that question mark to stand out. That's what I think it is. George does the same thing. When people were trying to figure out who the Zodiac Killer is, that's what they studied. The way that the guy wrote. He wrote his letters. And that's what we're doing here, guys. We're studying the way that Andrew Woolard writes. And it's the same. Nobody can deny it, guys. So when you take that, it's a direct match to the way that he types. And you factor in that he lives in the UK. And they are 6 hours ahead of the central time zone in America. Most of us live in central. A lot of us come from all over, okay? But a lot of us that are researching this case and look into this case, we're in the central time zone, okay? Oklahoma and Texas. If the UK is 6 hours ahead, that explains why you never see George Chodan commenting or typing or just getting involved in the Facebook groups at those times. Like right now, it's 10:45 p.m. where I'm at. So that means that Warlike Wrath is asleep right now because it is 4:45 a.m. He's not going to be on Facebook typing. So just go ahead, do your research, guys. Go in the groups, go on YouTube, go wherever that George Chodan comments and gets involved in the discussions, and just match up the times, and you will clearly see that once it probably hits midnight, between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. or so, you're not going to see one peep from George Chodan. Nothing. And why? Because he's in the United Kingdom and he's sleeping while we're awake. And Warlike Wrath always likes to put his videos out around 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. Central U.S. time. That's about 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in the UK. So I guarantee you, while he's doing videos, you're not going to see George Chodan typing anywhere. But you probably see George Chodan typing before, in the hours before Andrew is doing his videos. There's just a lot of circumstantial evidence. But I'm telling you guys, I am 100% right. And if Andrew thinks I'm wrong, then I would love for him to comment on this and prove me wrong. But last but not least, I wanted to point this out. Because in my mind, Warlike Wrath is a very sick individual. There's something wrong with him. This is from one of the videos he did where he was talking about Jan, okay, where she breaks the silence on Dark Forces. And he's going over comments from George Chodan. He's reading over them. We all know that that's how Warlike likes to do his videos. He just likes to read comments. He's sitting here in this video reading his own comments, guys, because he is George Chodan. I mean, that is sick. It's disturbing, okay? And I think that Andrew needs to seek professional mental help. Like, what are you doing, brother? What's wrong with you, man? Like, why'd you do all this? What's the reason for all this? What are you trying to prove? What is it going to get you? And furthermore, how does it help Noah's case? I mean, I don't think it does. But you probably have your reasons, and this is your opportunity to come forward and explain your reasons. But the cat's out of the bag, bro. We all now know that you are George Chodan. And you've harassed a lot of females and other people. You've harassed me. You sent pictures of my apartment, not the one I live in now, but that I did used to live in. You sent pictures of my apartment to someone. What are you doing, bro? What's wrong with you? I mean, I'm kind of concerned about you, brother. You may need to get down to the doctor or something, or I may need to call the UK police and see if they can do a welfare check on you. Like, this is not normal, man. This is not how you look into cases, bro. You don't do all this crap. You don't do this catfishing and harassing and stealing someone's identity that's dead to use their fake profile and then hiding behind VPNs. I mean, like, I don't get it, man. It's very, very, very disturbing. And you may need to shut your channel down, bro. Because I don't know if anybody's going to trust you now that you've been exposed. So, guys, that's all I have. I had to get this information out there because I think it's very, very, very important that everyone knows who was really behind the George Chodan account. It's finally been exposed. Okay, we went down a lot of rabbit holes. We did a lot of research and digging, and a lot of the strategies I use, guys. I move very, very, very quickly. I research and I look at things, and I'm like, okay, we have 5 possibilities. I need to eliminate some of these 5 very quickly. Okay, and that's what I did over this last week. I eliminated them one by one, and it led me directly to Warlike Wrath. I went down a lot of rabbit holes, but we used strategy and eliminated 4 of them very quickly. And here we are, guys. George Chodan is Warlike Wrath. And that's all I have. I'll talk to you guys later, and leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this later.